Hey, everybody. We are live, Jennifer. They weren't expecting you today, I don't think.
Neither was I, to be honest.
No, that's not true. That is not true. So, man, it's been a busy 16 weeks.
It has
it been 16 weeks?
Well, I wonder if we're counting our weeks right, but we've had 16 amazing guests. We're talking about our favorite moments in our series, Product Spotlight.
Right.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us. But we've been doing this essentially since March and wanted to share with you just a quick recap, because it's hard to catch everything, right? Everybody's busy at home. We're all zoomed out. We're videoed out. But we've had some amazing conversations, and we've showcased the best of the best in the industry. And we're so looking forward to all of the upcoming episodes, talking more about folks who are driving innovation and creating innovative products in offsite construction.
It's only getting better. We have so much more to bring. I am telling you, we have upcoming guests. This episode is Product Spotlight. But we really thought this week we kind of needed to regroup everything. We have been putting out so much content, and it's been so much fun that we kind of thought, you know what, maybe we should do a recap. Since this COVID thing happened, we have been live 6 days a week.
Well, yes, this whole Dave Cooper live thing is really maxing out, not maxing out. I shouldn't say that. What we're doing is trying to maximize the opportunities to grow your network and connect people who otherwise can't get together. So the trade shows, the in-person gatherings, those, even though those things may not be happening, we need to keep the conversation alive. We have such momentum right now in terms of offsite construction. We want to push that forward.
Yeah, not even want. We have to push it forward to keep building the same way we've been building. It just doesn't make sense, Jennifer. And, I know we tout this day in and day out, and I'm going to continue to tout this on this show because we are going to change the way we build. We are going to think differently about construction. Offsite is going to be the future. It's already becoming the future. We're really, really having a lot of great people on this show, Product Spotlight. And we're showing innovators in this industry. We're talking about innovation happening in this industry. Some of the biggest think tanks in the industry have been on this show. And some of the biggest players in the industry have been on this show, Product Spotlight.
And it's been our honor, right, that they've included
they
us
want to hang out with you or me, right?
No, we truly feel so just excited and honored to be included in the conversations that they're happening, being brought into their groups. And there's so much happening behind the scenes that isn't getting shared, which is really fun too, because there's innovation still happening and
all over the place. I mean, there's offsite construction, and we're going to start going through the list of all the people on. So just hang tight. We had a little, what do they call it? On the intro, food bar is what we say in the military, but I don't think it's appropriate anymore. So I think, what I really want to say is this is kind of a thank you to all of our guests that have joined us, to kind of give a shout out. All of this information lives on YouTube, lives here on LinkedIn as well. If you're not a subscriber, become a subscriber to our channel. This is where all this content's being collected, and it's been great. We've had universities reaching out to us to take the data from all these conversations. Who would have thought? Universities reaching out to us. I don't know.
Well, it's good stuff. There's a environment of learning, knowledge sharing right now, and that networking like we described. And all of this is in an effort to introduce more people to offsite construction, to really capitalize on the movement, the momentum that we have, and introduce new people. Young people who are graduating from schools and universities and not quite sure where they're going in this next chapter. We welcome you with open arms. We're going to jump back and forth in between conversations today, but just, floating for a minute back to our conversation with John Cecilian from Cecilian Partners, we were talking about the value of outside industry talent coming in, sharing best practices, sharing winning stories, and contributing to our growth within offsite construction and the new home building business. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the client. It's all about their experience.
Let's give John Cecilian a shout out. I hope I got his name right. Yep.
I think so.
So listen, you're absolutely right, Jennifer. So everybody that tunes in, Rick Hawkins, George Ryman, Anthony Goudet, I mean, there's so many, Andrew Seeley, there's so many of you out there that tune in and support us regularly every day. And we're so grateful for that. You know what we should do? We should have a big show where we have all these supporters and have everybody on and do a big Brady Bunch special.
Well, I think that's called the virtual happy hour.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get that on the list.
Virtual happy hour. Thumbs up. Yeah. Give us a yes in the comments if we should have a virtual happy hour. Maybe we can get all of our guests to join us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we get all of our guests on Product Spotlight to see if we can get everybody together for a virtual happy hour to say thank you, and maybe we can send them bottles of wine or something.
Yeah, right. Mocktails, cocktails, coffee, whatever your beverage of pleasure might be. That would be a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
You know what? Why don't we jump in and really start talking about some of the guests and topics that we've covered? And really what we also want to know from you, the audience, the viewers who may be watching this live or in the future, please send us a message. Let us know what hot topics are on your mind. What conversations do you hope to have? What are your pain points? What problems are you trying to solve? And there's no shortage of those. So not that we can solve them for you, but let's have a conversation around it.
Yeah, we definitely want to have a conversation around it. And if you're doing something innovative or you have an innovative product, we want to hear about it. Send us information on it. We want you to join us on the show if it's innovative. We don't want the same old. We're trying to drive the industry forward. But if you're doing something that's innovative, you're helping the construction industry move forward, or somebody who is, please point us point them in our direction, because we want to hear about it. So, all right, 16 weeks content, Jennifer. Let's just start going through the list. We have a long list here.
Oh my gosh, you have to scroll all the way to the top.
Tim Seims.
Here we go.
Tim Seims, Nichiha. Honestly, is there a nicer, better guy in the world?
Well, number one, we never know where Tim is, right? He's the Where's Waldo in the offsite construction industry.
Treehouse, trailer.
Really doing great things. And what's so awesome about what Tim shared with us that day is, number one, he's so knowledgeable about the space, not just his own products, but really wanting to learn how his company, Nichiha, can provide solutions and what's happening out there. How can they be a better partner to the builders? How can they improve their process and their product offering and provide solutions for the builders out there?
Well, Tim, just a world of knowledge. He spends a lot of time researching. He has his own podcast, so he's talking to people in the construction industry all over the place. And he's been involved with offsite. Nichiha has been involved with offsite for a long, long time, like a lot of Europe, Asian companies have been. So it was such an honor to have Tim on. So Tim, we really appreciate your knowledge. If you haven't seen Tim's video, again, you'll be able to find it on our YouTube channel. Check it out. And we have a category, Product Spotlight.
Yeah, so Nichiha offers exterior cladding solutions in an amazing array of surfaces, colors, styles. But really, if you're looking for something new and unique in exterior cladding, what's super cool about their product is they do a lot of commercial work because it's panels that can be easily replaced if they get damaged.
That's very true, right? For drive-throughs, anything like that, right? If something hits it,
maybe
they have a product.
Put them on our garage.
Well, if you'd stop hitting it, we wouldn't need it on the garage.
Just kidding. But seriously, their value proposition is they offer that unique solution as it relates to high traffic areas and, commercial, residential, definitely a need. So Nichiha was a great conversation.
Absolutely. All right. And then another really great conversation, Jennifer.
Let's see. Let
me get over here. Heat map.
Oh my gosh.
Now, innovation, this is one of the top of the list of innovation happening. Why? Because somebody finally has pulled together the resources to make the heat map possible, right? So we had on the show Housing Innovation Alliance, Betsy Scott, Kirk Grundle, Trish Kurtz, Laura Dwyer, Devin Perry, and then there was many other collaborators, Tom Hardiman from the MBI, Modular Builders Institute, and so many others, but to be able to put together a heat map of what's happening with offsite manufacturers, offsite component manufacturers, certified framers, and I know I'm going to miss some other stuff here, that's on that heat map.
Yeah.
You can find it globally now, and you have a place. If you're not on it, you need to be on it. You need to add yourself to this heat map.
Right. What's so cool about this product also, you can find it on the Housing Innovation Alliance website. We will put links to it in our show notes as well.
Yeah.
But this is a growing tool. I just looked at it the other day, and there were new providers. There were new service providers on the map. So what they're trying to do is create a resource. If you're looking from a regional perspective, who is located where, what do they do, what territory do they serve? This is a go-to resource to partner. This is innovate to collaborate at its finest, right? That's one of the hashtags that the Alliance often uses. And this is a terrific example of that. This is many years in the making. Right. This conversation had been going on for a while. So at the onset of our product spotlight, to be able to share this information with the offsite construction world was really such an honor for us. And really we value that partnership and all the great things that's happening at the Alliance. We shouldn't forget Betsy Scott, Dennis Staggerwalt are doing amazing things to make connections.
Paige and Natalie and all of them. They're all doing wonderful things to grow the industry, grow the thought process, and keep the conversation moving forward. So we always appreciate our partnership and working with them and bringing new things to market.
Absolutely. And they keep the conversation going. They have their own online series happening. And
Coffee Talk.
Yeah.
Coffee Talk. Check it out. They have innovative people on as well.
Yeah. If you're looking for a resource, if you're looking for a solution or a connection, they're definitely the place to go.
For sure. For sure. All right, Jennifer. Favorite, Steve Schrader.
You're not allowed to say favorite.
Well, I like Steve. I hang out with Steve when we're at trade shows every once in a while, and I get to talk to Steve. But what a great presentation. Who would have thought that these Hundager saws, the way that they operate, were so precise and had robotic abilities to move lumber, to push lumber, to cut with precision. Absolutely amazing talking about what Steve Schrader and Hundager were doing. And Steve was kind enough to even let us know that, he had so many follow-up calls from that
after that conversation
for new business. And that's what it's all about. There's this whole network happening behind the scenes. We hear it with a lot of the people that follow us regularly. There's networking going on. Anthony Gouday's finding job opportunities. But that's what it's about. These are good people that are part of our network now, and we are a community, and we're trying to grow this community. So hit and like and share that button right now and let everybody know we're on. But with that said, there's a lot of business happening behind the scenes, and we hear that regularly. So if we're doing anything on the show, if it's helping you grow your business, if it's helping you make new connections, that's part of what it's about. And that's why I said, favorite was Steve. He hung up and right away, he said the same thing. He sent us a message saying, wow, that was really great for what he was doing. And it's good for people to know good people.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about Hundager, their machines, they're high precision quality machines in these lumber factories. It's hard to showcase a product like that. You really need to bring
you don't just bring it in your backpack.
So what we're also hopeful that our audience is moving forward with confidence in terms of investigating new ways to solve problems and giving them a glimpse at the people and the products. It's not always just the product. Steve, when I first met him virtually, he immediately reminded me of the Dos Equis character.
The most interesting guy in the world. He is the most interesting guy in the world. That guy's everywhere. Every time he'd post, be in Germany, be in Sweden, you ever stay home?
I know. So definitely he's providing a solution that, it's just so complementary to what we're doing in terms of precision-based performance and precision homes, high precision.
Very much so. Very much so. All right, next on the list.
Oh, we have a typo. It's Craig Collin. We should fix that real quick. Yeah, let's do that real quick.
That would be me.
So our conversation with Craig and what's happening with Tavistock is unbelievable. When you think about innovation in terms of master planned communities, there was no rock unturned. There was no detail left to figure out later. This is a self-sustaining master planned community where it's all focused on health and well-being, the fitness, mind, body, and soul, if you will, and filled with technological solutions, right?
You could raise your children, go to preschool, kindergarten, and also graduate with a PhD without ever leaving your neighborhood.
Yeah.
I want to go there. We got to go there and check that out. That's part of our travels, Jen. Add that to the list.
I know. So Lake Nona in Florida, if you're not familiar with it, definitely check it out. And also what was wonderful about the conversation with Craig is that it happened at a time where the world was changing, and anything that they walked into 2020 with in terms of goals and focused areas for growth, they had to pivot immediately, and they're falling back on and testing the strength of the pillars of the company.
That's
so
right.
When you talk about core values and you talk about fundamentals like your vision statement, your mission, your core competencies, these are being tested right now. And because Tavistock had invested so heavily in really fleshing out what that meant for them, they have been pivoting and they're still moving forward. And we look forward to
being successful at it. For sure.
We look forward to everything Craig has to say in the future.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely. And that actually, just so people know, that was part of a keynote that we were doing with the Housing Innovation Alliance. So, I mean, just to put that out there, having Craig Collins on and doing his keynote on our show live, that's a double thumbs up.
Yeah, no, that was super awesome too, because a lot of the Alliance events are behind the scenes. It is a membership community, and a lot of those events are paid for events. And what the Housing Innovation Alliance wanted to do was share this keynote with everybody, and anybody could access it. So if you don't normally go to the Alliance events or participate in those types of things, at least check out the keynote, and you can flip through it pretty quickly. Lots of great information there.
There is a lot of great information. We'll put up where you can find all this stuff as well, so you have access to it. All right. So here you have it. Jerry McCahey. Did I get his name right? Because he'll yell at me.
I know. You know what? I should double check. But with Jerry, I mean, really, so many great things were shared during that conversation. And again, it's a showcase of the collaborative effort happening within offsite construction.
Really
so
is.
Jerry's world is panelized, right? What do we have? Somewhere we have
I have
a
his
great
hats
hat.
over there. Yes. Make framing great again.
Right. But there's there are so many synergies between modular construction and panelized construction that in an effort to bring these two segments of the industry together, outside of what's happening with the Building Systems Council and the NAHB and all of these other associations that we're all a part of, is just really trying to push the conversation forward in terms of offsite construction solutions. And as we roll through our guests, you'll see that that's a common theme, that, whether it's panelized, modular, concrete,
doesn't matter,
whatever it might be, we're all trying to help builders be better builders. We're all trying to make them or help them build better homes and dwellings and commercial spaces, because it's better for the client.
And it's healthier.
Absolutely.
Healthy, better built structures. We can't keep doing it the same way we've been doing it. Jerry doesn't need me to talk about what Jerry talks about, because Jerry has had a sledgehammer out to everybody, and he's absolutely right. We're not going to keep going the way we're going. It doesn't make sense. We need to wake up, and smell a fresh pot of coffee.
I agree.
And keep this industry going. So Jerry, I love it. I can't wait to do more. And even Jerry's a big collaborator. We were talking about collaborating in the modular industry with the panelized industry, and let's grow our markets together.
Yeah, absolutely. So
all right. So let's move on. We had good old Tom Coronato on, the cowboy from the Midwest, Utah.
No, he's not from the Midwest.
What is that, West?
He's my brethren from New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Born and raised with a big cowboy hat. And his brother's one of the greatest Western artists in the world, which is really cool.
Yeah.
In the Smithsonian, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So Tom Coronato, one of the very few national lenders, and not in all states, but in a lot of them, that does offsite construction lending, particularly in the modular construction. So there's a big conversation, Jennifer, happening about how do we fund these? The banks don't do it, or do they do it? Well, I don't know if they do it. Well, Tom Coronato knows. Tom will tell you all about it, and Tom's a great guy. So if you don't know Tom Coronato from Citizens Bank, don't let him fool you. He does not look like your typical banker with his hat. He doesn't act like your typical banker, and that's why people love him. Everybody does business with Tom.
Yeah, and so Tom was really awesome. You know, our conversation with him was brought about by a demand in terms of all of the questions that were coming up around financing and offsite construction. Right. Is it different? Is it the same? So we said, well, let's get Tom on because he can answer these questions. But what we're also trying to do here is debunk the myths of modular construction. And there's a lot of, just fake news, if you will, out there around modular construction and offsite construction.
There is a ton of fake news.
It's not that it's fake news. It's just that, there's a lot of confusion.
It's not real news. It's not accurate.
We're just trying to get the story straight and give you opportunities to ask questions and learn more.
Yep. So cool. You need banking for modular volumetric construction. Tom Coronato is the way to go. Okay, Jennifer, MMC, Modular Mobilization Coalition. I mean, how cool is that, right? Von Buckley, Colby Swanson, all the members of the MMC, having them on. And this kind of came out of necessity when we had the whole COVID crisis and pandemic hit. And a bunch of the manufacturers from across the country, led by Von Buckley, Volumetric, and Colby Swanson, pulled them together to say, hey, listen, as an industry, we have a solution to help with this crisis, not only in the short term to provide beds for healthcare workers who are sick, but also for the affordable housing issue that we're all facing. Right. The MMC came up with a solution in a very quick way, and they actually have some product that went out the door. So, I mean, amazing that you were able to pull that together and make that happen. And it was so much fun talking about it and having those guys on.
Another great example of collaboration, where people are pivoting and taking the current events and saying, you know what, let's come together. Don't let this push us apart. Let it bring us together and work together and create solutions for multiple problems like healthcare workers, recovering healthcare workers, and the housing affordability and housing attainability crisis. So very much looking forward to future conversations and seeing what's happening there.
For sure. I mean, come on, temporary solution to help with the crisis that turns into affordable permanent housing.
Right.
You can't argue that. All right, cool. Then we were in Pittsburgh, Jennifer. We went to Pittsburgh and we had the pleasure of visiting Blockhouse Residential. We were in there visiting with Brian Gaudio from Module as well. But that was different what we were doing there. This was actually Blockhouse on Product Spotlight Day, down the street and around the bend. And we got to do a live virtual walkthrough of their entire structure and learn something.
Absolutely. So this was an opportunity to showcase a finished product and some of the design capabilities available with modular construction. They had said, I think it was 16 modules on that location, 4 units, 3 stories each with rooftop decks, lots of room to grow even within, this townhouse community. And the other thing we learned while in Pittsburgh is there's a huge modular
movement.
There's
a lot of modular construction happening in Pittsburgh. It was great. Brian from Module is really driving that with his team for sure. But these guys at Blockhouse Residential, same thing. It was really cool. They were collaborating together to help each other on their projects, Blockhouse and Module. So that was a neat thing to see.
Right. So if you haven't picked up on it, there's definitely a theme here.
Yep. We're all collaborating.
We're interested in sharing the stories of people and products that are out there to help others and bring businesses together and provide real solutions.
Absolutely.
And, love what those guys are doing.
Yeah. So listen, if you're just joining us, it has been 16 weeks on Product Spotlight for this show. And we're just kind of doing a rundown of all the 16 people that have been on the show. And there's been more, but since COVID, it's been the 16 weeks. So please hit that like and share button. This is just a run through everybody that's been on the show and say, hey, listen, we do have a YouTube channel. It's right there ticking across the bottom. If you want to watch any of these shows and hear what we were talking about or see what was happening, click the link. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really means a lot to us. And it's the only place we really have to be able to house all this. So this isn't a sales pitch. This is where it's at. If you want to watch it, please subscribe.
Why don't we do a couple of shout outs and say hello to the folks who are tuning in today, and share some of the comments, because really it's about you guys. George is a great supporter. George, it's hot in Phoenix again. It's not 111 degrees, George. What is it, 120 degrees today? 120, 130. We're going to get out there, but I'm going to come maybe in the fall. Is it like 80 then? Love it. We got Rick Hawkins from Atlanta. Always good to see you, Rick. You know, Rick's got a bunch of comments, man. You're really tuning in today. Great library of info available on their YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Rick. We appreciate you helping us there. You also said the detail and info on the heat map is worth a deep dive for all states and regions to find services and product. Yeah,
it truly is. You know how many people we still talk to that say, hey, I don't even know this exists.
Right.
Still don't know it exists. So please pass the message. And listen, if you're just joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. Please join the conversation. It's the only way we're going to change the way we build, for sure. And then Rick, again, Jerry and Integra have developed and promoted a process and value proposition. They have.
Well, here's the thing about this. Whether you believe in the solutions Integra is providing or not, there is no lack of clarity with their message or with what they are doing. And I think that's something that any business can learn from. You know, they are very consistent in the message that they're putting out there, and they are showcasing their product in a way that allows others to identify their own problems and come up with creative solutions. And you know, one of our favorite sayings, obviously, is no crane, no gain. You know, we use that on almost every show, and the crane is an enabler. And this is all true. Leverage the equipment that you have, keep your people safe, finish up your jobs faster. It's a win for everybody, especially in the environment that we're in today.
Absolutely. So Jennifer, I'm going to put a banner up there because I think I want people to.
Yeah.
What product would you like to see on the show? That's kind of a big thing. We got some more people we're going through, some more product spotlights. So what product would you like to see on the show? And I'm actually going to put that as a ticker in the bottom. So that runs across. Please put your answers in the comments. Super, super important to us to make sure we're always delivering you great content. So with that said, let's move on.
Where are we?
Bruce Thompson, Urbaneer.
I don't even know what to say.
ADUs,
accessory dwelling units, right?
Yeah.
Talk about another great solution on
a lot of fun with this
many
conversation.
levels. You know, housing attainability, housing affordability, and what's happening with the ADUs is they're bringing to the forefront a very hot topic in terms of regulations, zoning requirements, and what you can and cannot do on your own property. So, you know, kudos to the team at Urbaneer, number one, for partnering with some leaders in the industry. Number two, providing very real solutions. And number three, bringing a very hot conversation to the forefront of, you know, what we're doing and what everybody's doing in order to provide additional offsite construction solutions. Yeah,
100%. So, I mean, what Bruce has done and their partnerships with, you know, some of the biggest production modular manufacturers in the country, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch people push the envelope. I mean, it is coming. Offsite's on its way, man. Offsite and healthy homes. Listen, there's no stopping the train.
So we had a great product spotlight first at IBS 2020.
We did. Remember, we walked through the radio.
Linda, right?
Yeah.
And you can actually see how that product works if you haven't already. So we actually have a couple of great Urbaneer conversations on our YouTube channel. Please do check them out.
Yeah, definitely check them out. All right. Love it. All right. Next on the list. This is a fun one too, and becoming a favorite. Jordy Pushinger from Modular up in Canada. Our Canada neighbors, you know, who said Canada and America don't like each other? I love these guys. And we love hockey, so I love going up there for hockey too. But the reality of it is what Jordy is doing in his team with Modular is they've come up with some software technology for managing end-to-end production line facility in modular facilities, so to speak. So they're not the only one, but as far as what I've seen, they're really putting a lot of work into what they're doing, and they are bringing technology to modular manufacturing, which there is a big zero of people that are really out there doing it well, and they're fine-tuning it and working it. And we had Jordy on the show as well, and Jordy said the same thing. People came out of the woodworks to get back together with them. And I say that because
I'm so happy to hear that.
it is. It's just, this is what the show is all about. It's about collaborating and learning. And we work really, really hard to try and bring people that are going to say innovative things, that are going to talk about what's happening. They're going to talk about changing how we operate and how we build. So honestly, let us know if you like what we're doing. We really do appreciate it. And we're trying to bring you stuff all the time. And as you can see below, what products would you like to see on the show? Because we're bringing in the products that we think are great and the products that we think are innovative. And we're hoping that you feel the same way. And I really, if you have something out there that we're not aware of, whether you're here in the States and Europe, Asia, let us know.
Yeah. And just before you move off of Modular, you know, we talk about technology. Again, going back to that conversation with John Cecilian, and Cecilian Partners is offering a different solution from a technology perspective. It's client facing. It's how can you connect with your clients and make it a better experience for them. What Jordy is doing and his team is doing is he's providing a behind the scenes end-to-end tech solution to all of the problems that we have in modular construction. I shouldn't say it's going to solve all the problems that we have, but in terms of streamlined information, collecting important data points, like these are things that are not unique to offsite construction. Traditional site builders have these issues as well. I love what Jordy's doing in the fact that he is designing his tech to fit the offsite construction world. And that's where we need more people like Jordy, more innovators, more innovation to provide off-the-shelf solutions for people in offsite construction.
Yeah, 100%. And Jordy, man, super fun person, super smart. You know, I love his hair. You ever see Jordy's hair? Man, to have hair, I wouldn't know what that's like. Oh my God. So, all right, perfect. Love it. All right, so technology.
You know, who cannot smile when they see Thomas?
You see Thomas's smile on that thumbnail we have?
It is like wildly contagious, the smile this guy has, and the knowledge that Thomas has, and the solutions that DigiBuilt is providing. Again, when you think about BIM, and you think about how, you know, we can all get there. We can. It's achievable. It's not a pipe dream. We can all get there. And we're so excited to see the future growth for DigiBuilt. These are a smart team.
Super smart team. You know, I mean, what they're doing with their DigiBuilt with BIM and 3D modeling, and they've taken the BIM, that's one portion of it, and they've kind of bundled all these separate pieces together so that BIM can take you all the way down to the plate or all the way down to the screw size. You can see it in 3D rendering. All right, well, that's BIM. Everybody knows that's BIM. But now you layer on, it can actually do your POs. It can do your product management, ordering, your takeoffs. Listen to takeoffs. And people in the field can, in real time, comment and add notes and add scheduling things to their entire program. And guess what? It's done through a text message on your phone. It's not a complicated or over-the-top hard thing to do. And I think it's amazing what DigiBuilt is doing. When I say there's technology coming to the industry now, they're not offsite just solely or modular. They're bringing it to the industry. They're going to the production builders that are out there. So if you don't know DigiBuilt and you don't know Thomas Simpson, one you'll love the guy. He's just he just has a great smile. You know, he's fun to talk to. But on the other side of it is what they have come up with is amazing. And just so you know, Thomas was a designer for the U.S. Navy.
Was it really?
Like boats and engineering and BIM and all that stuff. So he is not not on the lower level of higher education. He's up there. He's got his stuff together.
Talk about bringing out of industry experts into the world of construction. Great example of how that education, that experience really has served him well in terms of the level of detail that he needs to provide in the work that he does.
Absolutely.
So the other thing about DigiBuilt and some of these technological solutions is that they are also contributing to job site safety, because when you are more efficient on the job site, when you are in and out of there faster, you're closing the door to additional exposure of risk.
100%.
So, you know, these are all innovative concepts, ideas, tools, and tactics and products that are contributing to our overall safety. So I love it.
You know, that's a big point. Safety. That is one of the big things, you know, just knowing all these things, reducing change orders, reducing the amount of money that's spent. There's so many things that DigiBuilt's doing, and I think it's great. Jennifer, we have quite a few more people that have been tuning in. Listen, if you're just joining us, we're going through 16 weeks. Can you believe it? 16 weeks you've had to put up with us, bringing in special guests, and we're talking about everybody. All these videos from all of our past guests, you can watch them on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe. You can try and search on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn doesn't make it very easy for people to subscribe. So check it out. Also, Jennifer, you see I added on the ticker below?
No, I didn't. Oh, gosh.
Road trip coming up. Road trip coming up. Ask us how you can be a part of our road trip. We are going to be taking this tour on the road soon. Dates to be determined. I know.
All of a sudden have really bad visions of Chevy Chase movies.
No. It's gonna be. It's kind of like what's the? He was the auto parts. Hurts right here. It's a little red right there. No, listen.
No.
All right, we're planning a road trip. If you want to be a part of it, we have just started this. We've gotten a lot of interest in it. We are going to hit the road, and we are going to be traveling to anybody that is doing innovation, offsite manufacturing, whether it's modular, SIPs, panel. We're going to do an East Coast tour. We're going to do a Midwest tour, and we are doing did I say that right? East Coast, Midwest, and West Coast tour. And we are going to do it. We're going to be taking the show on the road, and we're going to be driving all of this, and we're going to stream all of this to you. And so if there's anywhere you think we should be, let us know. If you want to help us get to any of those locations, let us know.
Oh my
Love it. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really going to take the show on the road. And you know what? We're 6 days a week anyhow. We might as well just bring them with us.
Let's get back to our product spotlight.
All right. Sorry. I get excited. Jeez.
I know. But really what we want to do is get to the places like a Hundigger where they can't bring their their product to you. So we want to bring it, or they can't hand carry their product. So we want to bring it virtually.
Absolutely.
To you. Okay. So still on the topic of BIM.
Yeah. Well, we had Thomas Simpson. Actually, I think we had those backwards in order. But,
yeah, we might. There were so many.
Well, yeah, and we just kind of put them in here. We did the BIM roadmap. Betsy Scott, Charlie Wardell, which is an editor and writer, Christopher Allerid, Tim Beckman, and Scott Reichensperger. Here's another collaboration. We had Scott Reichensperger, and I think it was Christopher Allerid or Tim.
Tim was from Simpson.
Right.
Scott is from MyTech. And we
had
Christopher from Tilson. So really an amazing cross-section of folks who create and use BIM tools, essentially. And we can't thank the Alliance enough for bringing this team together. Again, this was a project in the making. This was a conversation that started probably years ago. And Dennis Steigerwalt, Betsy Scott, the amazing team at Housing Innovation Alliance. And you have to thank some folks at Ibicus too, George Casey and they have an amazing board of directors. They have Margaret Whelan, they have George Casey, Michael Dickens. These are really collaborative folks. And the fact that they had this team working on this tool, which again is one of the most robust online tools I have ever seen, not just in our industry, but really in any industry. It is, if you're even thinking about BIM or if you are well versed in it, there's something for everybody there.
There really is. You can read it. You can watch videos on it. It was an interactive type magazine flow through. You could click on the parts that interest you, and you could learn all about BIM. They really took a lot of time, and they worked with the partners to pull a lot of this together. In fact, I think DigiBuilt was part of that too. To discuss how to build this roadmap so more people can utilize this software in an efficient way. So. Kudos again, BIM roadmap, love it. All right, Jennifer, we're gonna head out west. How about we go to California?
Oh my gosh.
Steve Glenn, Plant Prefab.
There are so many favorite moments from each of these conversations. And with Steve, really what we love bringing to the forefront here was his hybrid approach to construction.
Yeah, for sure. Very hybrid. So there are very few, and we were talking about this, right? There are very few people that treat their manufacturing line like an assembly line, right? And nobody's really doing, well, there might be somebody, but they're coming up on the show. Nobody's really doing that 100% where it's just an assembly process. But Plant Prefab and Steve Glenn, what they have done is they said, hey, we're not just modular and volumetric. We're also panelized. Whoa, hey, we're not just wood, we're steel. So they really are custom. And you know what's great about these guys? They're growing and they're opening more manufacturing plants.
Well, not only that, talk about their design capabilities. They have the most amazing, talented architects working with them, designing into manufactured assembly, right? So the hot topic of DFMA, in full view at Plant Prefab. You go on their website, and each house, I mean, regardless of the style of home that you personally would choose to live in, you know, you might be more traditional, you might be, you know, not of the modern mindset, wanting to live in a home that looks like many of the homes that they build.
I would live in it.
But the design, the thoughtful design details that go into each of these homes, you have to have respect for. You know, you have to appreciate. So they're pushing the envelope in terms of design. They're pushing the envelope in terms of the hybrid approach to construction. They're pushing the envelope as it relates to healthy living. I mean, this is the mainstay of what they do. Talk about companies like Patagonia and some others that the environment, the healthy living, the wellness, the well-being of your home, where you spend, by the way, most of your time indoors, that is crucial.
Especially now.
Yeah, that's one of their, that's an integral reason as to why they do business. So they're bringing all of these amazing initiatives together, and they recently launched a line of ADUs.
They did.
And they are very active in the infill community.
They are.
So if you haven't noticed, I'm a big fan of Plant Prefab.
Haven't noticed. Hey, let's get to some quick comments, Jen. We have some other people joining us. I want to say hello to.
Excellent.
Hey, Andrew, I mentioned you earlier. I don't know if you saw in the show, but amazing 16 weeks. Well done, you two and the rest of your team, and superb guests, making the world better 1 week at a time. Keep it up. I love the muscles. Thank you. My brain muscles are being worked, but thank you, Andrew, for always supporting us and everything that you do as well. George Ryman, I am a champion of discovering, analyzing, and developing new processes and technology for the construction industry. We need to evolve. George, you're absolutely right. And, you know, George, your background, you're somebody we should have on the show one of these days soon. Give me a thumbs up if you want to come on and let's chat a little bit. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have you on, because your background is pretty unique and interesting and innovative in by itself.
And George, you bring up a really great point. A lot of the challenges and problems we're trying to solve are not unique to offsite construction. Site builders, traditional builders experience the same problems that we do. We're trying to build our own, our community here, you know, in offsite construction, but we have others from the highest levels of traditional site build construction who want to help us. And that's amazing.
It is amazing. It really is amazing. Not only in this country, but around the world. But since you're talking about it, there's Greg Ugaldi. Did you know he was on?
Greg.
Hey, Greg. Nice to see you. The two of you make a great team. Greg is going to be on the show Monday. Does everybody know Greg Ugaldi, the immediate past chairman of the National Association of Home Builders, will be on the show Monday. We're going to talk about what's happening at the national level. And we're also going to be talking about offsite, because I always got to throw that in there. And it's always fun to have Greg on. So please make sure you tune in. Greg's going to be on the show once a month with us talking. And I think it's great.
So exciting. So when we think about the economic rebuilding of our country, our nation, you know, home building is at the core of that, right? There are so many people in our industry. In fact, I haven't even shared it with you. I've been so honored to participate in the Dave Ramsey Live Summit this week, which is happening.
3 days.
You know, they went to a virtual platform. And if you're not familiar with Dave Ramsey, Financial Peace, and all of the solutions that he provides in terms of business owners, leadership, and profitability and driving your business, you know, one of the things that they are talking about specifically, because the majority of their audience, believe it or not, they talk to every business, you know, they're not business specific, but there are so many people from the construction business right now attending the Dave Ramsey Summit. And to me, that speaks volumes. Number one, we are a group that wants to learn and evolve. Number one. Number two, we're not afraid to reach out and find solutions from others that we can bring in. And number three, again, this is a huge part of the wealth or the health and well-being of our nation. So we owe it to each other to help each other.
Yeah, 100%. Collaboration is the only way we're going to build, and collaboration is the only way we're going to change. And thinking differently is a big part of everything that we do and try to do and bring to everybody. So, Greg Ugaldi, and everybody remember, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Write it down. You don't have to figure it out no more. You can get tired of us every day at 1 p.m. Tune in, join us, except for Saturday. It's still 9-ish. Just depends on how fishing went with my son in the morning and maybe breakfast.
What about the girls?
Well, the girls too, but we went fishing. All right. See, now she had to go there.
It's boys' days on Saturday.
Saturday, it was boys that, well, we go fishing early in the morning. The girls don't want to get up. They're 12. They don't want to get out of bed. He's ready. You want to go fishing? He hops right out of bed. I mean, it could be 3 in the morning. Can we go? So lots of fun, lots of fun. All right, George Ryman, will Mark Willie be joining you for the road trip? Toga party night. Hey, Mark, I'm sure Mark will be finding his way with us somewhere on this road trip. And yes, bare naked Mark Willie will, I'm sure.
I told you, it's starting to sound like a Chevy Chase.
It is. Well, I think that's what George is alluding to there. Hey, listen, nothing wrong with a good toga party. All right, Anthony, good day. What's happening, buddy? Look forward to facility product tour dates, like a national concert tour.
Oh, my God.
I know. Listen, we better get this organized. I think I put foot in mouth, huh?
I know.
We are. We're working on it. We're talking to sponsors, always looking for sponsors for this. You know, obviously trying to do this isn't just something you just pull out of your savings account and tell your wife it's okay. We're going to spend our savings traveling the country.
But here's the deal. Listen, we're trying to get good information in the hands of good people, and we're willing to make that happen. So stay tuned for more.
You will be the first to know, Anthony. And guess what? I'm going to be in Jersey soon, Anthony.
Okay.
Oh, and I have some other stuff coming up too. Maybe you want to come. I know you've been wanting to come to one of our shoots. We have some stuff hopefully going to be happening out in PA at a manufacturer. So I'll let you know, Anthony. Maybe you can come be a wing cameraman, help us out.
Oh my gosh.
Be on the show. All right. And George Ryman had one more thumbs up. All right, George, I appreciate it. I don't know if you're going. Jen, it's 50 minutes. We better get our stuff moving.
We have a couple
more. Let's say hi. Hey, Etienne. Success is the sum of daily small steps. Thank you for your hard work.
You know,
Etienne, you're on our list. Don't go anywhere. I'm glad you just showed up.
I know. And in any journey, that first step is the hardest step. And so we are trying to put some of these steps back to back. So thank you for your partnership and your support.
Yeah, absolutely. Etienne and Siga North America, great. And that was one of our conversations, Jennifer. Where is it on our list? Let's hop into it. It's next.
Next one.
You showed up right on time. Etienne, Gubla, Ken Kiefer, Siga North America. So what a fun show. We did a product spotlight, and you guys are going to see all these little micro clips coming out now. They're almost done, and we're going to start promoting what we did there. This is what's innovating about Siga is they have been in the offsite construction space for a long time in Europe, who is kicking our butts in a lot of this stuff. So there's a lot to learn, and it's kind of interesting. We were invited last week up to their National Training Center in New Hampshire in Salem.
Performance Construction Academy in Salem.
Okay. So,
well, we have to mention that.
It is. I agree. You're always correcting me. You guys got that same problem at home? But either way, you're right. It was the National Training Center for high performance construction, like air tightness, vapor barriers, how to properly insulate and seal a home. And okay, so I'm a builder. I've been a builder for a long time. It wasn't until I went through this training, and I know I'm friends with Mark Willie. I get it. Nobody should say this, but I really understood the value and the power of what it is that they do in this teaching, and it's free. Right. It is free. Mark or Greg Ugaldi, if you're on, this is a free training course, and I think it should be put out to the members at the NAHB because honestly, it really teaches people how to build tighter envelopes and healthier homes, and really understanding the benefits of it. I didn't know how many of our houses are truly sick. When you think about what's happening with the air exchanges, the vapor barriers, the ACH, all of that stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, it makes you go back to look at everything else with new eyes, with fresh eyes, because at the training academy, it's not just how to do it, it's why you should do it. And what's even more exciting about what they do there, again, talk about collaboration and innovation. Anybody is welcome to attend. You don't have to be a Siga client. You don't have to be somebody already tied to the hip with,
That's right.
with SIGA, and there's no strings attached. You don't have to, sign any agreements. We'll offer you exclusives, anything like that. So what happens is people go, and there are so many ways that air escapes, that your building envelope is compromised. And when you go back and you look at pre-existing construction and you think, oh my gosh, I need to rip this down to the studs and start over and all of this, this training opens your eyes to ways and solutions that you can take new construction and even retrofit, pre-existing construction to provide a better dwelling for its occupants. That's what this is about. It's about the quality of life for the people living inside that home or that dwelling.
100%. So if you, even if you just need some continuing education, or your workers, you really want them to understand the value of not leaving that rip somewhere on the sheathing or on the house wrap or anywhere, this will really open your eyes. And it was free. And I had to tell you what, Ken did such a wonderful job. It was fun. I literally had fun. Got a cool pocket knife, and look at this, Jen. I hand carved this during the training. Can you see that? I don't know if it comes up. Well, it says Seiga. It didn't focus. I didn't hand carve it, but either way.
But what's really great is, again, good people, good companies trying to put good information out there, providing solutions to very real problems. That we're talking about on our Building Science Friday show. So
BS Friday.
Right. So on Fridays, we get to talk about the problems and the solutions that exist in the world of building science. Again, all about delivering a better experience for the client, a better
healthier environment. Yeah, absolutely. Until you get it, like I have to rip all my walls out of my house now. I got to see what's behind, what's going on all these years from 1970. But either way, thank you, Etienne, very much. And Ken, we really enjoyed being invited up there for that. Yeah. All right, so we have one more, Jennifer, and then we're going to be wrapping up. John Cecilian. We already had him. We just put his name in there. That was it.
Yeah.
That's where we were. You're right. Last week we were up at SIGA.
It already seems like a lifetime ago.
It does. It does.
But the lessons are still, very current and very meaningful.
Yeah, for sure.
So in summary, again, it's all about collaboration.
It is all about collaboration. It's all about getting together, working together, no matter what type of construction you're into, and sharing ideas and being innovative and not thinking we have the best kept secret. Yeah. I think we can all grow together. We don't need to be last place in construction when it comes to being innovative. It's horrible.
I know.
Honestly, it's embarrassing. As being in an industry that I love so much, when we show up on a list for innovation and technology, we're at the bottom. Give me a break. It makes me mad, but we're going to change that.
So we are changing that because, we are bringing forward conversations and the people and the products that are making that innovation happen. Yeah. So, if you have a product, a service, or a conversation that you want to share with this network, please do let us know. Yeah. Because this is the way that we can all learn and grow, right? Connect, Absolutely. Grow, deliver.
Connect, grow, deliver. That's everything we stand for. These are the founding
principles of Dave Cooper and Dave Cooper Live and what we're doing. And we're trying to connect everybody inside and outside of our industry, grow together, right? And deliver
new results. Yeah. Listen, if you're just joining us, this is really big. Please understand that everything on this show, we're trying to bring value to you. Tell us if we're not hitting the mark. Tell us if we are hitting the mark. If you have an innovative product, let us know. If you have coffee mugs, send it to us. I love drinking coffee mugs on live and showing people's brands that support. But if you're doing something innovative, whether you're a supplier, a manufacturer, a consultant, whatever the case is, we want to hear from you. We want to put people on the show that are going to help grow this industry, help grow offsite construction, and just grow construction and healthy homes in general. So I love it.
And, before we sign off, because Greg is asking for the High Performance Construction Academy, I am going to let's put that.
Etienne said he hopes we stop in Minnesota. Oh, when I said to Greg about, those guys need to connect. So go ahead and put that up in the links. And we'll DM it to you. But I think it's good for everybody to see. Can we add it to the show right now, Jennifer?
Working on it.
We're going to put the link up there. I will put it in real quick.
Can you get it?
Yep. Go ahead.
Awesome.
Entertain our guests for a second.
So seriously, we've had a bunch of really great weeks, and we are thankful to everyone who has come on to share their story with us. And a lot of people at first are concerned or nervous or, I've never done this before, but universally, unanimously, after every conversation, it's nothing but smiles and a lot of good stuff that comes out of it. So thank you.
Here's the link, everybody. Please check it out.
Perfect.
If you're interested in some free training, that's well worth your time and well worth your employees' time or coworkers' time.
Yeah.
This is the one to go to. I highly recommend doing it. So
yeah, do you want to put it up on the banner?
On the screen, on the banner?
Yeah. For everybody to see.
They'll have to all write it down.
Oh, goodness.
Isn't technology wonderful?
I know. There we go.
There you go. There it is. Siga Swiss. It's in Salem, New Hampshire. Their High Performance Construction Academy. Why do I say National Training Center? Because it is.
Yeah.
It's the National Training Center.
All right.
All right, guys. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. You want to take us out today?
Thank
Product
you.
Spotlight.
I know. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.
Are you sure? Because I got to hit the outro. Bye, everyone.